Hello! I'm going to talk over a video of me programming because I worked on this little thing last weekend at our Flyover Indies Gamedev workshop meeting, co-working time. And, obviously I couldn't really just stream or narrate while hanging out with a bunch of people because that would be really weird. But yeah, so I recorded it, and then now I am overdubbing it. So, excuse me. Basically, I kind of needed a break from existing projects, so I decided to kind of make a random map generator using nCurses. So, if you're familiar at all with using like DOS software from back in the early 90s, or played games like ZZT or anything like that. It's just like you can use the ASCII graphics, and then you can set the foreground and background colors of your each character block space. So I just wanted to kind of play around with that, not worry about graphics. So here I am. I'm starting it off by writing a wrapper for nCurses, and that's just kind of the first step. So I'm going through the documentation at the same time. I've played with nCurses a little bit in the past, but I just thought it would be interesting to go through and show it. So to initialize it, those are the things. I am missing one initialization setting that I will need, that I will spend some time trying to debug, and then realize later that I needed it. But yeah, here's your basics. To set it up, you need init ser, raw, keypad, and you can say no echo to not echo, I believe, the keyboard input. End when to end your nCurses window, and then just writing wrappers for getting a character from the screen, updating the screen, and such things. And then I guess the usual, like, hey, is the game done yet? Keep looping the game until the game is done. So that's what I use that for. So while we are not done, we're going to have to get some input, do some updates, and all of that. So here's just the basics. We're going to get the key. We're going to check to see if the user wants to quit. I didn't remember what the key binding items were, so now we go into the documentation some more to try to look for those. And, oh, there's that. Well, key left to quit. But then a better key should be chosen. So I think I was looking for F keys or maybe keyboard keys. So that took me a little bit. Yeah. This is, how you program stuff. You just randomly go through documentation or do Google searches for things. To look for it. Oh yeah, I was trying to reference some old code here to see what I had used in the past. So, I wanted to draw a character to the screen, so I did some temporary stuff, and then, I think I made a class for this later on, but I guess we'll see. Okay, and then I was looking up the default size of your terminal, which is like about 80 pixels, or not pixels, but like 80 character blocks wide, 24 character blocks tall, and using that, and adding in some stuff so you can move your character around. So I was looking for, what's the F keys? You got all these keys. I tried F4, that didn't work, spoilers. And then just simple change the coordinates of the temporary character while you're hitting that certain button. So then you can draw something to the screen with this MV print W. So what that does is it moves the cursor that you're going to draw it, and then it draws something to that position. It goes by row and then column, I believe. So you have to do like Y coordinate, then X coordinate. Yeah, that's how I found the F key. Terminal.quit. And okay, and then I had to create a character to put in there. It wanted a reference to the character, so I just prefer to use a string. That was weird. So yeah, I just changed this into a string at some point and was like, don't want to mess with pointers, I guess. I haven't been doing a lot with pointers because my day job is working in C#, and it kind of sucks that the more you use a different language, like, you just start forgetting things pretty quickly, because I've been using RenPy for my visual novel, I've been using C# at work, and then I was working on a C++ game with my friend Clarissa, and like, I've just made the most obvious pointer error, and I was really ashamed of myself. Okay, so here I have a drawing character, and I need to clear the screen. Oops, what? I don't know. I didn't see what that error was, but I need to make sure to clear the screen. So here I go again, looking for a way to clear before I draw. And the internet was also kind of slow at that place, so... Clear all parts of the curses window. So then I changed this, instead of to just refresh the screen, I did a start draw function and a end draw function, which, like, I guess is kind of like, I kind of remember OpenGL being a little bit like that when I used to do it, like, a long time ago. Or like start vertices, ends vertices. I also have not used OpenGL in forever, which was always fun to play around with, but I never bothered to learn like 3D modeling or anything, so never really seemed worth it to do something, unless it was just like a completely polygonal thing. Okay, so then I was looking up color definitions, because you can change your foreground and background colors, and so I was going to make a map so that I can just tie either like a string to a color or something like that, so that I don't have to keep track of magic numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here I am, making a commit. Good job. Good practice. Make commits often. Not too often, though. So, a string to end. I know, like, strings aren't usually the best thing to use as far as design goes. But you know, it's just a little game. It's just, I'm making it here. No one else is using this as a library for, you know, what I'm coding, so, I'll just have to make sure that I program it right. I don't mess up my strings and my keying. Okay, so, basically, I wanted to get all the color names. We'll have all of those, and since you can choose each of these colors for the background and the foreground, I decided to make a map of all possible combinations. I assume that's okay. I mean, I assume that it seems like that wouldn't be done back in the day for like memory reasons, possibly, but who cares? I don't know. So here we go. We'll do the first set of colors, foreground, 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 and then for background, from 0 to 7, basically, and then register all of those. And then I had a function to get a specific color based on the string you pass in. So this all took a bit to kind of write out, because I remember doing some extra stuff here as well, just to account for color combinations and stuff. But here we are, setting the map. So we need to come up with a color name. So the color name is going to be, I believe, the foreground color, or maybe the background, and then the foreground, dash foreground. So then if I wanted to do like green text on a black background, I'd pass in get color, and then black dash green for black background green text. Also, code blocks is kind of buggy. I have fixed this in, like, before I reinstalled Linux and all that. This is a new computer. There's something you can disable to make code blocks not freaking break all the time. And it's something like the autocomplete or the IntelliSense type of thing. But you'll see me kind of experimenting with the settings here, trying to disable that so I can keep programming in code blocks, because I do really like code blocks. I just don't like it breaking. So, let's see, what are we doing now? I think I'm testing out the drawing, and then I'm like, why don't the colors work? Again, because I forgot one initialization option. Okay, so yeah, to start a color, you have to do attribute on, And then I'm just going to pass it in a color. I am missing a little piece in there, but we'll see. So change that to pass in the background and foreground you want, and then I'll just concatenate the names together. See, there's code blocks breaking again, so just finish that, quit, reopen, try to change the settings, look for whatever that code completion thing is that's like messing things up. So turn off code completion. Let's see if that works. I don't remember. Okay, so then green and black. Also, hey Rachel, you're missing something. I mean, I can't talk to you back in time. I mean, what would be the point of doing that? But I'm just, what am I sitting here doing? Oh, I think I started talking to someone at this point. Here, maybe let me cut down this video. Okay. So, still testing out the colors. Still don't know what I'm doing wrong. I know what I did wrong, but I am in the future, so I think I just do a bunch of testing here. I'm just gonna skip to where I actually solve it. Well, what am I doing here? Rachel, what are you doing? Are you trying to draw a background? Okay. Well, I don't want you to miss out on certain codes that I write. I don't know what all I did. But, okay, we'll just go through this. So I'm trying to draw a background, and I'm missing that color pair part of the attribute on argument, so I'll eventually figure that out as well. So just gonna, I guess, draw a fence around the thing, change those variables. Oh no, it's everything. I was at this point just showing somebody kind of how nCurses work, so I was like, you can draw stuff on the screen like this. And here I am making an argument so that it only prints if you're on the edge of the screen. Now we have a fence. Not what I wanted to program, but yeah, I ended up having a whole conversation at some point. I think I skipped ahead already, and now we're back to it. Why aren't the colors working? I don't know. What could it be? I'm gonna try to do an IO stream, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't work. Okay, let's try to just output a log file. And I'm like, okay, we're debugging this. Teardown's getting called, and we want to open the log and close it. So let's just print out all of the colors being registered and see if that's getting called properly. I could use some breakpoints, but sometimes I just prefer checking logs. Also, CodeBlocks does not always run well at debug mode. Okay, so here we are. Let's look at this log. What do we got? Yep, it's registering all of them, and then it's setting a bunch of items to 18, which I think was the background fence thing. I'm like, why is it not working? I don't know. Let me look at old code again. I initialized the pairs. That's my voice for past Rachel. Did you figure it out? No? Yeah, okay. We got one of the bugs there. It's still not going to show color. Maybe I'm supposed to turn off the attributes. I don't know if you have to or if it just overwrites every time. Did not go through the documentation with a fine-tooth comb. Okay, so now I'm trying start color and end color to wrap that attribute on and attribute off. It's like, maybe if I fix it here, I can fix it everywhere. But still, that's not the error that was the problem. Can't change that. What is it not saying? I don't know. Oh, I have to keep track of the last background we used. Or I change this again later on. We'll see. So, you know, making a game. I like to refactor. I like getting something working and then refactoring it to clean it up. So I did not save this very long. I ended up just saving the color pair number. Spoilers. So we need to get the color, background, foreground. Yeah. So we're turning off the attribute that we had turned on, and we're setting the last background. Really, it would have been better to just do the color pair integers. Still, color's not working. What could it possibly be? Still debugging. At this point, I was kind of ready to stop working on this, but I did figure it out. So here's me going through some old code again, checking the key press. What are we missing? It's up top. It's further up. Nope. Where's your initialization stuff? Do you see that? Do you see that? No, it's right. It's the line right above that. Okay, here I'm doing another just check to make sure I'm just completely not overlooking something. So I'm trying to manually set the colors without the wrapper, and nope, color is still not working. And then I had to kill code blocks again. So why? Okay, look, Rachel, it's right there. Oh, nope, you passed it. Reading that old code, it's not going to help. You're in the wrong spot. And I'm like, okay, nCurses init pair. Am I sending the wrong arguments in? Check out this instruction page. And then they have some of the different things displayed. And I'm like, okay, what am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, your cursor's right above it. It's right there. Nope, not that one. 2 lines down. You're missing the thing 2 lines down. Nope, that's not it either. So, okay, I was outputting the result to make sure none of them failed. Wait, all of them are failing! Why is that? Well, okay, figuring out what's wrong. Something's wrong with the setting up the colors, right? So why would that be? What looks init pair uses colors. Okay, that's not what you need. Nope, that's not it. Well, maybe it was. I think it starts at 1, maybe between 1 and color pairs -1. But so close. You're so close, and yet so far. It's really frustrating watching myself debug something. I mean, it's really frustrating debugging stuff, and then finding the solution was just a simple oversight in the initialization code. Nope, scroll up. Nope, okay, come on. Come on. You can do it. You can find it. Why are these failing? I don't understand. I did the init pair. Okay, what are these functions? Bool has colors? I don't know if I noticed that at this point. I'm just, like, staring blankly at the program, like, what? Let me run my old pick and sticks. This one has color. Why does this have color, but my current project doesn't? What am I doing wrong? Close that. Let's look at the source for the old one. Look! There it is! The magical line of code! Okay, so then we run that again. Oh my gosh, we have colors. I missed. Okay, time to commit. To draw colors, I need the start colors function. Yep, I did it. So, like when I wrote that pick and sticks originally, I probably was going through the documentation a bit more closely. When I was doing it this time, I was just trying to copy old code and just look at the pictures and stuff. So, I was not reading the documentation properly. Okay, now we can move on and not worry about those colors anymore, because those are done. Okay, so now I'm starting to add in just more stuff to draw. What are you complaining about? Start color. And so I did like a blank grass background and then like a fence color and a character color. Just messing around with that. And then I was... oh no. Okay, sorry, my screensaver was coming on. Let me see. Okay, so now time to make an entity. So I don't have to recode the same stuff and, keep it nice and clean. Hey, one of the things I like about code blocks that isn't available in Visual Studio is if I wanted to, I could stack these horizontally and then also stack vertically in one of those panes. Which in Visual Studio, if you stack horizontally, you can only stack more things horizontally. Or if you stack vertically, you can only stack more things vertically. Which drives me up the wall sometimes. Actually, I've been learning to use Emacs, so I might just end up switching to that once I get better at it. But for now, I still, really like code blocks for the most part. Okay, so every character will store its own foreground and background. I'm going to change that later. Set its position. And what else? What am I doing? Gotta include that entity. Gotta create some entities. I'm gonna make a player. And then I was like, it'd be easier just to give it an integer. So then, but if I do that, I'm gonna have to create an overloaded function for start color that takes the number. And then also just store the last color code instead of the string values. And then we can kind of fix some things up. I don't know if I have to end the last attribute before starting the next one, but probably good to do. I guess you never really know with these C-based things. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that line of code too. It's a really dumb line of code. Just don't do that. Okay, save. Yeah, I'll refactor it. So we're going to change last color to -1, and then just pass in the color code for each entity. So, and just store that integer. And over here, when we're creating the entity, we're just going to pass in the terminal.getColor and the color we want. So that will be good in the terminal. Am I changing that? Oh no, I was looking at the colors. What am I doing? Now, okay, yeah, write a draw function. Gonna need the terminal, but I'm not gonna be able to pass it as const. Because we're gonna have to start the color and end the color, and that's gonna change the m_last color. And I need a, what is this, draw? Oh, okay, I was doing that for the background, so I don't have to, call the ugly nCurses code there. I'll just use my wrappers. Make some draw functions for using the color code or the color names, and we're just going to make the color code version the default. I think that's what I'm about to do, but we'll see. Change that to color code. And then I just call draw instead of having to do start color, end color every time. Color code, okay. And you can't pass that const terminal. It's going to update some member variable. I'm also kind of bad at just remembering to make things const anyway. Yep, that's always usually an afterthought. I know it's bad to admit that, but okay, now we're drawing a player. We need to also set its position. So, middle of the screen. Okay, and a move function for the entity, and just making it an enum for the direction, which technically I could have done this for the colors as well. Probably would have been a better idea. But also I can just output the color names to the log a little bit more directly this way. Of course, I could make a function that changes an enum to the string. And here's code blocks messing up again. Dang it, code blocks! Okay. And I just made a global thingy, so I'm going to put the screen resolution in here. I know global variables, like, I tell my students, don't use global variables. I guess if I really wanted to, I'd wrap all of this in an app, wrap, like, just class, and have the quote-unquote global variables there. Here, I am using the CBP to make tool to create a make file from my CodeBlocks project file, because I don't know how to write a make file. Also, for some reason, didn't work the first bunch of times I tried. Why is it not working? I don't know. Make my project into a make file. See, it's not doing it. And honestly, I don't know why not. Oh well. I get it to work eventually. There we go, we got a make file now. So then, instead of running everything in code blocks, I can edit in Genie and make from here. And, what is it complaining about? It probably in the entity class. Gotta include global. Oh, and also not moving stuff around. And just your basic, which way are we going? Change the coordinates based on that. So, I guess another nice thing about working in the terminal, if you're making just like one block sized characters for everything, you don't have to worry about width and height. I mean, if you're going to make something bigger, you would have to, but if my character is just like literally one character big, I don't have to worry about that. And honestly, that can be kind of a good introduction to game programming, I think, because I think just dealing with width and height kind of makes the math less fun, less obvious, I think. So I was not paying attention. I was watching the screen, but I was not paying attention. I could put this input code in my entity, but whatever. Maybe I'll work on this more this weekend, tomorrow. We will see. Okay, so I can run it. What else? I'm gonna try some different colors. And do stuff? I don't know. Oh. Make this one-line stuff so I don't have to scroll so much. I enjoy the occasional one-line statement. I always use curly braces, even if it is one line. I always put it on the same line. Okay, now we're going to make a map. This is actually where I start doing the map generator. So, map. We need... I turn that to protected because I might make children classes, but I don't in here. So this is what I spend most of the rest of the time on. We're going to need a draw function, and I'm going to have a vector of tiles, and going to have a generate map function. And the first step is I'm just going to set every tile on the map to blank first. Then I decide, you know what, it's always going to be, 80 blocks wide by 24 blocks tall. Let's just make this a 2D array. That'll make the math kind of easier and not have to go searching through the vector all the time. I looked at the make file because I don't know if I have to actually add that new file into there or not. But yeah, let's clear out all the spaces. Just doing a 2D for loop. Set the tile at that position, set up, and already had that over there, I think. I don't know. But just setting the tile like for an X for now and setting its color to, I guess, probably blue and blue. And after that, we'll make rooms. And then over here, let's draw each tile. So let's try it out. Did I forget to make it? Oh, I forgot to actually do anything with the map in main. map dot generate map. Given the terminal. Close that stuff. Get rid of that stuff. We don't need that. Now we just gotta draw the map. Now, oh, M tiles. M tiles? Oh, yep. Different places for those brackets in different languages. And I forgot some parentheses. Okay, that's not correct. I wonder what happened there. I don't remember what the problem here was. Oh, I forgot to set the position. Yeah, that would help. Wait, still not working? Okay, at this point I'm like, maybe I should move this log into global and start logging some stuff. And in main, I'm gonna have to then open the log and close the log. And even though it's not const, I gave it a all uppercase name, I guess because it's global. Nope, wrong extension. Now terminal doesn't have its log, so I gotta go remove it from there. And I need to include fstream. Just, you know, all the fun times. I have to type it all out manually. Okay, well, I fixed the log and then suddenly the screen starts working. Did I not actually fix that error? It just self-fixed? I don't know. So let's check out what changed. Doing a commit. Wait, is the video not playing again? What's going on? No, I was just being slow. Slow at typing. Okay, so make and run. Oh, everything is blue now. Now we need to create some rooms, so that I just randomly generate, I need this many rooms. What am I doing? Where are you going? Oh. Gonna put the thing that generates the seed over here. srand time null. Yay. And call that function. Oh, and also call get a random number, so I don't have to actually implement this stuff every time. I did not take the time to look up what I'm supposed to do here. I think this is right, but we'll see. Random 3 to 5, maybe 5 rooms total. We'll put how many rooms we're going to generate. And then first, we're just going to change, generate locations for 3 to 5 rooms randomly. Okay, set the color for the floor in the map. And changing this to use as color code in the entity, right? So those are the 3 rooms for this time I ran it. We can change that to log.txt. Not that it really matters, but okay. And then I want to expand the room size. So I kind of mess around with this for a bit. I keep thinking about, okay, how do I want to implement this? I don't have something that works right away. So at first I'm like, maybe whatever point I generated for the room will be the center point, and then we'll just add +1, -1, and stuff like that. And yeah, I was just trying to think of this, and I wasn't writing on a paper or anything. So it didn't really work out this first pass, but I eventually got it. So I'm just thinking like, okay, do I just want this to be maybe +1, +1, +2 as each value, or what? I don't know. Just trying to think through there. I know I've done this before. So I worked on a roguelike called Night O Not, like night, like a medieval night, but also going through space. And I have some videos of those on YouTube, but really all I did was the random map generator, and I never got anywhere else because I am bad at sticking with projects. And I think, I just kind of get tired of ideas after a while. I have to have like an idea that I'm really excited about. But anyway, yeah, I did that, and then I think I did the random maps in this way that I'm attempting here, but I forgot how. We're gonna go ahead and try to run this, but we're gonna see that it doesn't work. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like singing a song or something while we watch this. There's some rooms, they're expanded by 1 for some reason. I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess I could talk about music frustrations with making videos, because I downloaded some songs off like free music or free sound. I think that's for sound effects. Some sort of royalty-free music place, and I would check the licenses, make sure I only used CC BY or CC 0, and even then, shit gets flagged on YouTube, and I don't know if it automatically makes it so that they profit, or if it just flags it and that's that, and then I can still like put ads on things if I want to. But it's frustrating to just get shit flagged. Like, it feels like a threat, So then, I tried to stream like a week or 2 ago, and I tried downloading randomly generated music by different websites, and that got flagged. So I guess some of these were either like not randomly procedurally generated on the web as I ran them. Maybe someone quote unquote generated it and then posted it up, and then copyright claimed their fucking randomly generated shit. God dang it. So one of these projects I might do at some point is using my crappy music skills to write a random music generator that I can like literally just run a little program and have passable background music while I code or do things. Like, I've looked into kind of your like basic pop song structures. I might apply that and just try to make like really crappy MIDI pop songs or something. But yeah, that'll be a project for another time. Okay, wait, what am I doing? Okay, I'm still trying to do the room expanding. Yeah, this is just not going to work for a while, so I'm going to keep talking about other things. So for a random music generator, or a procedural music generator, probably would just start with like the most basic of accompaniments, like do 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 do, like, you know, generate 2 notes for a basic accompaniment, and then switch it up sometimes from like do do to like do 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 do. You know, like choose a key at random, then choose some notes that sound good. Don't, you know, do anything really complex, and then generate a melody, which will be a little bit more likely to have like whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and stuff. Like the accompaniment side will probably be pretty simple, because you don't want it to like steal the show, I suppose. So you'll have something going like do 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 do, and then like your crappy melody would be like do 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 do, or something like that. I don't know. That's my impersonation of musical instruments. Yeah, I like making stuff randomly. I made a random comic generator, so I wrote something really basic that just took in like a list of like a dictionary of nouns, a dictionary of verbs split into intransitive and transitive verbs, and wrote a comic thing where it would say like, okay, here's the structure. I'm going to randomly choose a topic. The first person's going to say, I don't like to like spaghetti, or, you know, that's a transitive verb, so it's like I, transitive verb, noun, object noun. And then the other person would say, oh, this person talked about this noun in the last frame, so I'm going to respond also about that noun. And then, like, it wouldn't be logical at all, it'd just be all random. So, like, the only one I can remember off the top of my head was the first person being like, I jet wash stop signs. And then the other person responded, I jet wash anatomy sometimes. I guess it was like talking about the same verb, but it was kind of weird. I also did randomly generated graphics for that as well. Like, first I started with just shapes, and like, here's a randomly sized sphere head. Not sphere, ellipse. Ellipse head, ellipse eyes, circle pupils, half circle bodies, and stuff like that. And eventually I changed it to like randomly chosen body part graphics that I drew. So maybe I'll do something like that again. Okay, am I changing this up now? Okay, I'm creating a room object. I didn't look at what was in the new room object. I was talking about comics. Okay, I think am I trying a different way to expand this? I don't know. Let's see. I'm just watching at this point. We're all sitting on this edge of our seats with bated breath to figure out what's going on. Okay, I guess I made the rooms as I wanted? Am I? Yeah, okay. I'm just adding plus this amount of X plus this amount of Y. So in this version, the random new room coordinate, the XY of the original room spot, is going to just be the top left instead of like the center of a circular or square room. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh yeah, create paths. But okay, this is also a part that I messed up. So I had to go adjust things more. So I was like, okay, these are the two rooms it's going to try to draw between. Since everything's randomly generated, just draw a path between room 0 and room 1, and room 1 and room 2, and so on. So we could just use a for loop, and then I think I'm just doing move X amount first, and then move Y amount next, I guess. So we'll draw a path from, x1, y1, and then do like x1 plus x towards x2, and then y1 plus y towards y2. It's kind of hard to explain things just verbally, isn't it? So here I am messing around with making the paths. And trying different things, because for some reason the path thing wasn't working as I wanted it to. I added a min function. I think I end up not using this, but the idea was I was going to take the minimum of the x Oh, I did this wrong the first time, didn't I? The minimum of either X and the minimum of either Y. Starting from there and drawing to the other one, but I think that was a bad idea. I should not have done it this way, because I could possibly have a minimum X on the first coordinate and a minimum Y on the second coordinate, and that's just not going to pan out, so that definitely didn't work. But you know, when you're sitting on a stool in a coffee shop and everyone's working on stuff and you're talking a little bit and, you know, maybe takes a little longer to solve things out. Also, I didn't have my notebook with me, so that always helps to have stuff to write on the paper. That's how I solve problems. So here's my failed attempt. Notice that not all the rooms are connected. Also, I'm not clearing the screen after I draw. I guess I never got around to finishing that, or fixing that, or... Oh yeah, no, that was the problem. I did not clear my vector of rooms between each generation. So, why aren't these rooms connecting? I don't know. Well, maybe if I had more rooms. No, it's still not working. What's going on? Okay, well, maybe if I add some logging in there. I think that's what I do. We're going to attach this room to that room. Just make sure that's doing what I want it to do. So we look at this. Every room is being accounted for, 0 through 4. But yet, they're not being attached. I wonder why. Okay, so... then I'm like, let's try this a different way. Set color to the room count. What? What is room count? Oh, okay, so I was trying to set the color of the room based on which number it was, because the colors are going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I was just trying to color them separately so I could tell which room was which. And potatoes. Yep, just adjusting that color. Beep-a-doop. Okay, so then we can kind of see different rooms. But it's still not changing the color. Oh, yeah, it is. Well, no, I don't know. I'm confused. Also, that sound was not me farting. That was the sound of this chair. I promise. I would not fart while recording. Okay, now we have rooms with different colors. Still, the paths aren't working out. Because really I've just been coloring things and logging things and not actually fixing things. But, you know, it's good to assess the problem, look at the numbers, figure out what your assumptions are, and what assumptions are not being met. So I have a list of all the colors. I can see which rooms are which one is being left out. I thought maybe it was an index problem, but no, it was a math problem, Rachel. You just didn't do it right. Oh wait, did I fix it already? No, it didn't. Okay. Not fully paying attention. So, yep, just, doing some stuff, looking at the logs. Yep. Investigating. It kind of looks cool to have the rooms separate colors and having the little X's in the paths. Oh yeah, I tried to also color the paths based on which one of the rooms that it connects to. But are we changing it now? Are we actually going to fix it? I'm trying to bound how far the room gets created. Oh yeah, because there was also a problem where if you went past the screen size, it would wrap around. See, like up there and over there, that's wrapping around. So that's not helpful. So, did I fix it? I don't know what I just did there. I wasn't looking. Boop ba doop boop 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 ba doo ba doop boop ba doop boop. Okay. Setting the room color again? That didn't help anything. I think that was to try to set paths. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, when I was thinking of making this video, I was thinking about, like, I recorded all this footage. I'm gonna have to, like, record audio over it and dub it that way. And then I was thinking of, like, most Let's Plays I watch are, like, live. You know, like, they're playing and talking at the same time, which is something I'm not good at. And, but then for a while, Yahtzee was doing those, and, you know, I stopped watching them after a while. But I watched some of those, and they would just, like, play the game and then record over it. So I was like, I'm gonna do that too, but with coding. That way I could also kind of cut it down. I also sped up the video, because, it would have taken too long, because I was probably at that place for like 3 hours, hanging out, doing stuff, also talking to people, so, you know, the thing just sat there recording nothing happening for a long time. I should do these in shorter chunks, though. I don't know. I'm tired. Now what are we doing? I just want my rooms to not have X's in them. I'm gonna add a set symbol command. I'm gonna set oh yeah, I was trying to set the room symbols to whatever number they were, so I could better visualize which rooms were which and which ones weren't being connected on the path. And then I came to my little handy CPP utilities code, where I store a lot of my boilerplate, such as code to clear the screen, based on whether you're in Linux or Windows, code to figure out if you're in Linux or Windows, code to convert between strings and ints to strings, and whatever else. I don't know. I think it's public out there. Okay, so creating the room symbol, it's gonna be the room number, and then gotta set its symbol here too. Dot set up, symbol, color, and some other stuff. Set its symbol here as well. I don't know, doing things. Oh, so if the paths will have just a dot. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's like a path just going out there into the nowheres. Where is it going over there? Because my math is wrong. Spent so much time just adding like logging and debugging stuff, but I guess sometimes you gotta do that to even like clearly see the problem. But also a sheet of paper would help, because then I could have drawn it on the paper. Okay, am I finally gonna change the room problem, because it's not working? Looking at the log some more. Was this like 20 minutes? I was like doing this 40 minutes? I don't know. It's probably just as long as the color bug took to figure out. Okay, come on, rewrite your room path code, please. Just nuke it and start from the beginning. Okay, yep, that's the code that's wrong. You can't do that. Int, X and Y, you're not going to use those, I don't think. Maybe you will. I don't know. I don't remember. But we're going to change it up. We're going to set the current X of the path to the first room, and the current Y of the path to the second room, and then set the ending position to that stuff. So instead of trying to figure out which one has the smaller value and moving that way, which I don't know why I wanted to do it that way. I'm just going to have a loop that goes from one spot to the other and moves based on relative positioning. So if the end X is less than, if it's more to the left, we'll move left. If it's more to the right, we'll move right. First we'll move the X towards where it needs to go, then we'll move the Y towards where it needs to go. I guess I could have put this in the same loop. But hey, here we go. Now we have the rooms all connected. It was that easy. And then I make another commit after I fix it. Okay, and then this was pretty much all I did. I think I just changed the room colors all to the same color because what I want to do is add walls. And there's still more to do, but that's... What am I doing here? Oh yeah, okay. A start point and end point for the dungeon. So... Yep, just I don't know, setting those. I didn't do anything with this yet, so that's something I'll have to do in another video. And just kind of building out a basic dungeon crawler. So here I am just setting them all to the same color for rooms and changing it to red. And commenting that out. The symbols. Because really, like, you know, I kind of just prefer the solid blocks to ASCII art, honestly. I know you just, like, don't get as much visual information sent through, but I just like it better. It just makes me think of, like, Atari games, or, like, you know, really old things. Really old displays. Okay, so then I make my to-do list of what to do next, which, if I continue this, is the stuff I'll have to do. In my Night O Not roguelike, I also added walls, so I have done that before. I will see if we can remember how I did it. Oh yeah, I wanted to make it so you can kind of mine ore and stuff in there. And then add enemies, add an inventory, and you know the rest. So, thanks for watching me ramble about programming while I did some programming a week before. I've been feeling kind of crappy about projects lately, so I might work on this more because it's an easy thing to do. I've been having such a hard time staying motivated to work on things lately, and then knowing what to work on. It's like, what should I prioritize? And then if I prioritize something, then it's like, is this the right thing to prioritize? Should I be working on something else? But that's me. Maybe I'll work on this more. I also have a friend, my friend Clarissa is writing a like a Allegro 4 framework to make DOS games, and that's really cool, and so I might make some DOS games later. I might also try to do the random music generator, or just a random comic generator, and show what I did there, or try to reproduce my attempt to make a fairy tale using machine learning. I tried to replicate that recently, but I couldn't get the thing working. But now I have a server that I pay for on DigitalOcean, so I could have my machine learning stuff running there, and it would probably give me a better result than what I had before. But, yes, I don't know. Things. Thank you for watching. Hopefully that was interesting. I don't know what I am doing project-wise. I'm mostly just working full-time and then being tired.